What does it mean to be an empath? Empath is a word that has become very popular in the last, I've been aware of it for the last handful of years, and it seems like a lot of people are talking about it. Realizing that I was actually empathic was hugely beneficial for me and helped me make sense of a lot of things that were going on in my life that I just didn't understand and that were very hard for me. I want to share with you a little bit of what some of the things that might indicate that you're an empath look like, because I see a lot of people in my life actually that I'm aware are incredibly empathic, but they just don't realize it. They just don't know it. One of the things that I hear a lot from certain people that after talking to them I can tell are incredibly empathic is they wonder if they're just crazy. They have senses about the world, they have experiences that they just don't really know what to do with, and they're like, I must be going crazy, because what happens when you're empathic is you're tapped into what's going on with other people and the feelings around you at a level that not a lot of people are aware of. So you maybe are with someone and you're feeling what's going on for them, but on the surface everything seems like it's fine, and maybe you even bring it up with them and they're like, what are you talking about? That could be a sign that you're empathic. You're feeling into the layers, the subtexts of what's happening around you in a way that other people aren't really acknowledging. Everybody else seems fine, and you're like, what's going on here? There's something weird going on here. And so that could be a sign that you're actually incredibly empathic. You might also have trouble being in groups or around certain people and wonder, like, why can't I get along with people, or what's my problem? Definitely have heard that one before. Could it be actually that you are tapping into and feeling into what's happening with the people around you, and again, aware of things that other people aren't talking about, aren't acknowledging, aren't experiencing? Do you have intense emotions or feelings that you just can't really make sense of? You don't know where they come from. You don't really know what to do with. And could that be that you are feeling into, picking up on, absorbing the energy and the feelings of the people around you and thinking that it's you? This was so true for me for so many years of my life, and I just didn't know why. I couldn't shake some of the depression and the heaviness that just seemed to show up, sometimes seemingly out of nowhere, and I didn't know what to do with it, and I didn't know how to work with it. When I discovered that actually I'm incredibly empathic and I'm connecting with the energy of the people around me, that was a huge turning point for me. And then understanding how to work with it so I didn't have to take it on, didn't have to absorb all those energies, just made such a big difference. So, you know, if you find yourself emotional wreck a lot of the time, yeah, some of that might be whatever issues you're working through, so forth. But my senses and in all of the people that I've worked with and my own personal experiences is that a lot of that is you feeling what's going on. It can be with people in your life that you're connected to. It can be with people in your vicinity. It can be energies that are going on planet Earth, and you're just absorbing, picking up on all of that and thinking that it's you. What if so much of that is actually not you? What if so much of it is just your sense of everything happening around you? This helped my life make sense in such a big way. And even now I get into these. Just this past week, I spent a week talking about sexual assault. Intense topic, right? And by midweek, I was a complete emotional wreck and thought I had all of these problems, and going into my history and thinking like all this upset about abuse and all this kind of stuff, only to realize and discover, hey, like, that's me tapping into that collective reality and the pain of that collective reality, and taking it on and trying to process it. So how much are you taking on the emotions, feelings, experiences of other people and then trying to process them or work them out for yourself? I know in my family, there was a lot of undercurrent, unresolved emotions that were showing up that I became aware of and was trying to process as if they were mine. So do you maybe, and this might be a new concept for you, but do you actually feel into other people's unresolved emotional experiences and then try to feel them in your body and then try to work them out as if they are your own? Most of us empathic people, and most of the people that I meet, aren't aware that that's what's going on. They just think like, oh, I'm screwed up. Oh, I have a lot of emotional problems. Oh, like, why is it so hard for me to relate to other people, etc. When really they're just getting mixed up and twisted up with everybody else and everybody else's reality. So to me, that's some of what being an empath is about, is this tangled upness of being incredibly sensitive and incredibly connected to the emotional, for me it's particularly the emotional realities of the people around me, and kind of absorbing them and taking them on, often without realizing that's what I'm doing. So if you have an anxiety or depression, or you think that you're crazy, or you're like, what is going on here? Could it be that you're actually incredibly perceptive and aware, and you're tapping into a whole bunch of other people's realities and thinking that it's just you and that you're the one that has the problems and you're the one that's crazy? I write about this a lot in my book because this was so much of my journey of thinking I was crazy, thinking I was wrong, thinking I was broken, thinking I was screwed up, only to discover how much all of that was connected to being empathic, and all of that was connected to the things that I was aware of that I hadn't been willing to acknowledge. So if any of this resonates for you, I'd love to share my book with you, Finding Your Own Happy, A Soul Searcher's Guide to Peace and Happiness in Everyday Life. You can get a free copy at yourhappyguide.com. That's yourhappyguide.com. And love to hear your thoughts and comments on this topic, and answer any questions you may have. So feel free to comment below, and I will be checking and commenting as necessary. And I'll be back soon to talk more about the journey of being an empathic soul searcher and how to make that a gift and a contribution to your life. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you again soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.